Hi, we are here with Teresa, and we are just going to have a quick conversation with her. Teresa and her colleagues are doing amazing work to support families all across Northamptonshire. So, yeah, Teresa, first of all, thank you for having us and taking time, and it's great for us to be able to support and obviously help you in your initiative. So, we're just going to ask you a few questions, and really it will be over to you. So, just tell us a little bit about how you started, what's the initiative behind, what's the charity name, and just kind of give everyone a bit of an insight to what you're doing.
Okay, thank you. I am the landlady of the Swanee Helmet. My name is Teresa. I started, initially started as a food bank at the start of COVID, and I felt there was an immediate need for people in the community who were directly affected by COVID. So we initially started as a food bank, for food, for collections and a delivery service. I can say very quickly, I realised the need was huge in the community. It wasn't just people needed food. I also felt there was lots of people that were lonely, isolated, and I was generally blown away from this. I've lived in this town 19 years, and I had no idea the actual crazy need that was in this community. Then, quite quickly, I suppose we formed the McCarthy Dixon Foundation. I felt if we got charity status, we could actually really help these people for the fact of working collaboratively with other organisations and with companies like yourself. So since then, we now support over 90 schools across Northamptonshire with food support, whether it's emergency packages. We also support like a wraparound care with things like white goods. We'll do school shoes, coats. Again, we'll help people with their gardens, we'll do home renovations, and again for the wider community we run 3 weekly social clubs on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday here at the Swanee Helmet. We also again do our gardening project, we have an allotment, we do cookery lessons, we help people with IT skills, kind of our practical services, trying to fit within the other gaps within the community which is not currently being met.
I mean, I love that because I think that's one of the things that we share in regards to that kind of passion.
Values,
because, I mean, we started, as everyone knows, we started in COVID as well, again, recognising that need. And I think what people don't understand is that that need is still there. Definitely. And obviously, you guys, that you've seen any of my posts, I'm always talking about the need that people are struggling with every day. And they're around us, So this just, obviously, COVID just highlighted it, but people still need help. And that's why it's so important for you guys to continue to help us do the work that we're doing. So Teresa, what do you say is your biggest challenge? I mean, what you've said there is great. You do so much, but what do you think is the biggest challenge? What's the sort of things you face most?
I think the challenge that we do is trying to keep up with supply and demand. As in the cost of living crisis isn't going anywhere. So we constantly are trying to fundraise or constantly look for other sources of income for our food parcels and our food support. The other challenge, I suppose, is the amount of people that are socially isolated and lonely. And I think what a big frustration is, I think for any of us, is we all have aging parents, and everyone needs a purpose in their life. And to see someone that's worked their entire life is now confined to a chair in their living room is really, not what we want for our elderly community or people that are confined of all ages. And I feel it's often a bigger pandemic than COVID was because the need is huge.
So for those who are isolated, how do you support those? I know you kind of mentioned it a little bit.
As I said, we run our 3 social clubs. I am aware that there's a lot of people that can't leave their home through ill health or anxiety or other issues. So we offer a doorstep buddy system. So we will visit people in their own door, in their own house. Sometimes it might be on a doorstep if they're shielding, or we will do a house visit for people that are bedbound or can't leave their homes. Again, this is a really invaluable service because it's getting, it's helping people. People are seeing another face or having a different conversation during the week opposed to a carer or a family service. So again, really important services we run.
Okay. I mean, so guys, you know that we do the food parcels and we know that we do 3 different size parcels which you obviously can sponsor, and I'm really thankful that some of you guys have continued to sponsor that. But I think one of the things that would be really good, and we'll do as a group, is an initiative specifically around that sort of isolation and loneliness. Now, I'm always talking about mental health and the impact of that, and isolation and loneliness is one of the main contributors to people's the degradation of their mental health. So we're going to start a separate campaign specifically for that. So you'll see the details over the coming weeks, and you can donate specifically. And all of that will come over to Cerise and over it, because I think what people don't realise, that isolation is real. And yes, we are talking about, we saw it happen with the elderly, your grandparents, my grandparents. It was big, especially through COVID, but they're still lonely. That's the thing. That didn't go away. COVID just, as I said, highlighted it. So it would be really great if you guys could get behind us on this initiative, and anything you give would be great towards that cause, and just to allow them to, know that people care for them. I think that's what's really important.
Definitely. I think that is actually the main thing, is in when people go, and people often give us unwanted gifts, so we can then recycle and give to somebody that isn't leaving their house. It generally means the absolute world to them, or to know that people that can give are giving makes such a difference to people's well-being. That's what I really see. And
what I love is you just said a really key thing there, and part of this appeal, unwanted gifts. Guys, if you've got stuff that you think, and we're talking good stuff, obviously things that you would give to your own family members, don't give rubbish in the right way. But if you've got unwanted gifts, Christmas gifts that you've been given, it's not going anywhere. You'll see the details. Contact us so that we can repurpose those and give them to people that's in need. Now, so that's the key for me, because I know not everybody. Sometimes we speak to people, not everybody has the money, and that's fine. But I know you have gifts inside of your house, or you've got unwanted things which are still good. So let's repurpose those. Contact us. We'll pass it on. As you know, us as an organisation, we don't take any of it. We literally we're a pass-through organisation. So whatever you give us flows through. So please, if you can donate, excellent. But if you've got unwanted gifts, we would collect all those from you. As long as you live in Northamptonshire, we'll collect them from you, and then we'll distribute them directly to this amazing cause. Anything else that you'd want to say to these great people that are going to be watching this and hopefully
I would say if you can strongly consider donating to this cause, it would make such a difference. Just imagine there's a family on your street that's probably going to bed hungry tonight, and prior to COVID, most people thought that was a myth. You think poverty is up or down the country, but the reality is it's on our doorsteps. Meters away from where we all put our head at night on our pillows, there's somebody going to bed hungry. And I think if we work together, we can all do something about that.
Such an important message, because I think when people think of lack of food or poverty, they think of people that are homeless. And yes, there are a lot of people that are homeless. We know that, but there are also a lot of people that are struggling in their homes. And I think Teresa just summed it up amazingly. So thank you very much for the time. And let's through this partnership, we hope we can raise some good money.
Oh, fantastic!
And help people in the
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.